Alright, so many of us Ambrosians have spent our last few spring breaks either down in Florida, Texas, Cancun, wherever you might have gone. But have we ever really stopped to think about all that time we've spent soaking up the sun and what it's doing to our skin, or perhaps the lack of sunscreen we've used to protect ourselves? Especially those long days at the beach where you were that one unlucky person who forgot their sunscreen and came home looking like a lobster. Yeah, it's all happened to us, right? Well, according to Dr. Deipen from the University Hospitals of Heidelberg, Germany, he says that the number of cases of new skin cancers is increasing each year, with that resulting in a 30% chance of lifetime risks due to sun exposure. I have also had a personal experience with skin cancer from when my mom had it several years ago. For you to better understand the frequency and different types of skin cancer, I will explain the 3 most common cancers. By doing so, I will use the acronym BMS, which stands for basal cell melanoma and squamous cell carcinoma. So for our first type, we have basal cell. There we go. This is the most common type of skin cancer there is. The Journal of American Medical Association says that basal cells are recognized as small bumps or lumps and usually occur on your head, neck, or hands. This cancer starts within the top layer of your skin. Many of you are in this class are in your early 20s and you're sitting there thinking, I'm too young, or my skin's too fragile, or it's not fragile, so this will never happen to me. However, a study published by the Surgical Oncology team shows that out of the 33 individuals who were affected, they all fell between the ages of 20 to 40 years old. And over half of these individuals were men. So this eliminates the myth that skin cancer only occurs with women. For our second type, we have melanoma. The survey you guys took showed that many of you knew skin cancer could occur from moles. And many of you also said you knew someone who had a mole removed before. Melanoma is cancer which occurs from moles on your body by enlarging and infecting them. These occur on the outermost layer of your skin. So I want you to imagine having a mole on either your arm, leg, back, your neck, wherever, and after a while it starts to get bigger, but you don't think much of it. And eventually it starts to turn black in color, and it even bleeds a little bit and then scabs over. Gross, right? Well, according to the American Dermatology Center, these are common symptoms of melanoma stemming from moles. Actress Michelle Monaghan starred in True Detective and found a cancerous mole on her back calf. Luckily, she got it removed before anything dangerous happened. James Rayborn, an older actor, lost his life in March to melanoma. He was diagnosed in 1992. And we all can't forget the legendary Bob Marley, who lost his life to melanoma in the early 80s. Dr. Young, dermatologist at the American Academy of Dermatology, says that melanoma is the most aggressive skin cancer there is and causes the most deaths each year. Finally, we have squamous cell carcinoma. This is the cancer that I'm most familiar with. It's the cancer that my mother had. My mom had it in her face, and it appeared as a red, scaly patch, almost like dry skin a little bit. But she had a small bump on her cheek, nothing like the mole, and it happened to be over a tiny scar that she never knew she had, which is very common for squamous cell carcinoma. So this type of cancer is deeper underneath the skin, so the procedure is a little more extensive. They have to go through and actually dig out the cancer, I'll show you a picture. It results in like an actual hole in the skin. But like many of you, my mom was in disbelief that something like this could happen to her because she thought she was invincible like we all do. So Dr. Berman from the Atlanta Center for Dermatologic Disease says that squamous skin cancer is most likely to be found in the ear, face, lip, or mouth, which is where my mom's was in the face. So here's some pictures for you guys so you can better identify with the different types. This is the basal cell. Sorry, they're a little graphic. But it's the most like infectious, open-looking wound, I would say, out of the 3. So sometimes there's little bumps on the nose, just depending where they are, and sometimes they're just red marks. Now we have the melanoma mole. This is the transition between the three, so you can see it gets a little bit bigger, and by the end, this is the result, a black, scabby looking mole, opposed to a normal, like non-cancerous. And then we have the squamous cell, which is the red patchy area, and in the picture the woman had gotten it dug out, so they took like pictures in between. So, pretty graphic. So as you can see, skin cancer is not something you need to take lightly. It might seem like it'll never happen to you, just as my mom had thought, but it does. It's important to know these three types so you can identify them if you or someone you know becomes a victim. So before it's too late, remember my acronym BMS, which will help you recognize and identify the differences between these three common skin cancers.